Hello, Taurus. Welcome. Take a seat and relax. There's nothing you need to do in this present moment except to relax and enjoy your reading. And to start your reading off, Taurus, we have card number 14. This is my meditate card. But this doesn't necessarily mean to just sit down somewhere comfortable and go, Another word for meditation. The whole point of meditation is to put you in a meditative state. Right? What does that mean? That means put you into ultra instinct mode. So another word for meditate, being in the meditative state, or being in ultra instinct, is to lock in. Whenever you hear somebody say, hey, it's time to lock in, that means it's time to stop thinking about distractions, right? It's time to literally ignore everything and focus on the thing that we are doing in this exact present moment, right? That's what lock in means, right? To focus, put all of your focus onto this one activity that you're doing. So that is what being in that meditative state is. That's kind of what that ultra instinct mode is. So this doesn't necessarily mean to sit down somewhere comfortable and go, This means do any activity, any action, if anything that helps calm your mind, that helps silence your mind, okay, that helps you lock in, that helps you put you into that meditative state to where you're just doing and you're not thinking, right? And if sitting somewhere comfortable is helpful for you to do that, to get into that, then do it, whatever it helps. But to me, activites are where I lock in, and I am best put myself at my meditative state, so me, I am at my most ultra instinct, at my most meditative state when I'm playing soccer, because I'm not thinking about anything. I'm not even thinking about the actions that I'm doing. I'm kind of just doing them when they need to happen, in the situations that arise. And that's kind of the whole point of being an ultra instinct, and that's kind of the whole point of meditating, is to being able to silence your mind so that you can hear all sorts of communication instead of just you blah 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 blabbering on, right, to yourself, just talking nonsense over and over and over again. Sometimes we want to progress, sometimes we want to do something else, sometimes we just want to shut up, but it's hard sometimes, and doing that activity helps. Sitting somewhere comfortable and going also helps as well. So do something to silence your mind. Whoa, I've never seen this happen, and that is so cool. Look at the sun and the moon. Wow, I have no idea what this means, but this feels awesome. Wow. Silencing. I'm not going to be able to comprehend if I'm just talking nonsense and talking my ass off, I don't know. So one thing I noticed is that the sun is in both of these. So, which is true. The moon, right, reflects the light of the sun, right? The moon doesn't have light of its own. It's just a rock. But the moon reflects that sunlight back, and that's why we can see the light from the moon. But this is interesting. This is so cool. I've never seen this happen to me. I never even thought about what this might mean, having the sun and the moon here together, because these are literally two opposites. These are two complete opposites, the sun and the moon, because the sun is all about you shining bright. This is you at your best. This is the best card of the tarot. The moon is like the spooky part of the story, right? It's part of the story where things go wrong, but they only go wrong so that you have something to save, you have something to fix, you have something to learn, something to do, to be the hero of the story. You can't be a hero if there is no problem to solve, right? Maybe that's exactly what this is. You can't be a hero if there is no problem to solve, right? So whatever it is that you want to do, there is going to be something that is I knew exactly where I was going with it, and then I lost it. There can't be a restaurant that serves food if there aren't people that eat food, right? That's where I'm going. So whatever this is, but what is this meditating card about, though? Shut up and listen is what that card apparently is about. So it's about doing something, and the act of doing it makes, it's like if you have a coin, well, there's going to be two sides, right? There is going to be a heads, and then there's going to be a tails, right? There's going to be two sides to every coin, or else it's not a coin, right? It's not a restaurant if there isn't people serving food and then people eating the food, right? That's what makes the restaurant. It can't be a restaurant if it's just serving food and nobody there eating the food, okay? So this moon can't have light to reflect and shine back to Earth if the sun wasn't there, okay? That's the kind of energy, the kind of ideal idea, I guess, of what's going on here. No story here, just information. So that's kind of cool. But you can't have one. It's like you can't have a teacher if there is no student, right? You can't have a student if there is no teacher, right? They complete each other. They make. They are two sides of the same coin, right? You can't have one without the other. And this feels like you can't have the moon without the sun. Is kind of what it feels like. But you can't have the bad stuff. You can't have the good stuff without the bad stuff. Interesting. Suppression. That's so cool. So it's like the bad stuff, because we were talking about learning, right? So it's like the bad stuff is there to to make it easier for us to see the light, to see the sun, to see the good, right? We can't, it would be hard to differentiate and notice the good if there was no bad to compare it to, right? So the bad is equally as necessary as the good, because without the bad, we wouldn't know that the good is good, right? Without the bad, then the good would just be, I don't know, maybe not good. Maybe it still would be good, but we just wouldn't know it as good, right? For us to know it as good, we have to compare it to something, and to something that is bad in comparison to that thing that we think is good, right? Because it can't be good if there is nothing to compare it to. If it's just the one thing, it wouldn't be bad or good. So that's why we have problems, right? So that we can, for us to learn things, for us to have knowledge. It's like breaking things apart. Interesting, yeah. It's like technology, right? Say you want to know how your coffee maker is made, well, break it apart, look at it on the inside, see what happens, and then also put it back together. Because if you can figure out how to do both, and you can see what's inside, learn about the machine, well, then you can figure out how it works, right? And but we figured out how it works by breaking it apart and then putting it back together to make it work again. So that's kind of what this feels like, right? So suppression, life puts you into a suppression, into a moment like this, right? And we can compare it to something living moment to moment, right? And now we can know which one is good, which one is bad, which one, we can just know. It's like it's not even about learning knowledge. It's could even be just the same about colors, right? Imagine this one single color, white, right, explodes into a bunch of different colors, and you get to know all of these different colors, right? And then you run into a blue, right? And then you run into a yellow, and now you can differentiate the two. You can say, oh, that's over there, that's blue, and this over here is yellow. And then you can run into orange, and say, oh, that's different than these other two. And it doesn't mean that one of them is bad, right? Doesn't mean that one of them is good. They're just different. They're different, so we can differentiate, so we can learn about them, so we can know this for what it is, kind of deal. So if we want to learn about being moment to moment, we gotta learn about suppression. We gotta learn about, breaking, making things go into a tight space, right? Moment to moment. See, we can see this tight space as being suppressed, or we can see this tight space as, oh, this is the step that I'm on. I don't need to know anything else. I just need to know this tight space that I'm on, and then I can know the next moment as it comes, as it arrives, right here. Let's read the moment to moment. So it's like we start seeing it through this way, but then it teaches us something different, and then we end up living through the same situation except with this new thing that we learned. And then so before, we used to think it felt like suppression, but then we relive it, right, as this after we learn it, right, after we go through the cycle again, and we're like, oh, we're not being suppressed, we're just being taught to see life a moment to each moment, right, instead of seeing it as a big whole. Right, but it could feel a suppression if you were used to seeing it as a whole, right? So I hope that's making sense. But I'm gonna read the two of rainbows. Moment to moment. As this figure moves across the stones, he steps lightly and non-seriously, and at the same time absolutely balanced and alert, right? Compared to going through it the first time around. There appears, behind the swirling, ever-changing waters, we can see the shapes of buildings. There's buildings back here. There appears to be a city in the background. I think I just heard my dog, so give me a sec. Luna! Alright. My dog is here with me now. Hi, baby. Hi, Luna. You want to say hi, Luna? Hi, Luna, speak. Speak. Yeah, speak. Yeah. See, live life moment to moment, right? When I was doing this reading, I had no idea I was going to start barking to my dog at some point, right? But I'm just living moment to moment. Anyways, so there appears to be a city in the background. The man is in the marketplace, but at the same time outside of it. So he's not really suppressed, but he's living life moment through moment. And he is maintaining his balance and able to watch it from above. This card challenges us to move away from our preoccupations with other spaces and other times and stay alert to what is happening in the here and now. Life is a great ocean in which you can play if you drop all your judgments, your preferences, and the attachment to the details of your long-term plans. Be available to what comes your way as it comes. And don't worry if you stumble or fall. Just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, have a good laugh, and carry on. Seven of Wands, Valor. Yeah, that takes a lot of bravery to, but kids are decent at that, but that takes a lot of bravery to, if you fall down, to instead of complain and instead of trying to find someone to blame for what happened, instead of, whenever you just fall down and you dust yourself off, you laugh it off, and then you keep going, because in this next present moment, you're not on the ground anymore. You're standing up, so everything is fine. And you live life moment to moment, and everything is okay. And yeah, even if you do go through something awful, it might be awful just in the moment, but as soon as it's over, guess what? It's a new moment, and there's no point in suffering any longer than you should. Just suffer for the moment that it appears, and then let go of it, and let go of that suffering, and yeah, you live life moment to moment. So I'm playing fetch with my dog. I'm throwing her the ball here, and the ball went somewhere where she can't reach it. So now she's staring at me, and she's waiting for me to get the ball for her. And look, I found it. And this is me living moment to moment. My dog felt like playing, and so I'm just throwing the ball, and we're playing catch. She's catching it, the ball, and dropping it, and I'm just throwing it right back up and catching it, and then she drops it, and then I throw it, and then she catches it, and then she drops it. See, that's an example of living life moment to moment. Interesting. So 7 of Wands. It does take a lot of guts. It takes a lot of bravery to see the present moment, to be in the present moment, right? Instead of, this is like that's why you see everybody on their phones. But even before phones, everybody had their book, had their newspaper on the trains, everybody wanted to be somewhere else other than the place where they are, and that's why everybody's so glued to their phones, because they would rather be somewhere else. And it's understandable, because this where we are right now is not in a very good place. There's a lot of things going wrong, and I would like to be somewhere else as well. But that's why it takes a lot of valor, a lot of guts, a lot of bravery, a lot of courage to face the present moment for what it is, especially during times like these. But this works, right? Imagine same here. Look, it's the same story, right? Living through horrible times, through rough times. Not a lot of things are going right in the world right now, especially with everything that's going on. But what bravery for you to see this in a different way, for you to try to make something out of life, to live life moment to moment. And even though there's so many things going wrong, we can make our own universe go right. So and that's something we can learn, right? What can we learn while we are in rough times like these? Well, it kind of makes it obvious. It kind of makes love pretty obvious, I feel. It kind of makes it obvious to the people that do care, and the people that do want to do good things, and the people that do care about people. It's kind of that's what these rough times are good for, is to make it obvious, to which card you want to hang out on. Yeah. All right, let's get some last bit of advice, and we're just gonna do one card, and this is number 40, and this is a great card to end this reading with. This is about the good old days, right? This is about us we're going through rough times, but when we die and when we become a soul again, we're gonna look back and be like, damn, I know those were rough times, but I wish I would have enjoyed my days a little bit more, at least make it a little bit better, make it good old days. Live life moment to moment, instead of living life just suppressed about and depressed about everything that's going on, right? This is Narnog telling us that he wished there was a way to know that you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. So make sure you take a pause, look around, enjoy the moment, take it all in. Enjoy the good old days while you're still in them, because next thing you know, the good old days will be long gone. But thanks to Andy, we know the good old days are here. So enjoy every single second of them with everything that you have. Next thing you know, it'll all be over. And this is very cool. This is a very cool reading. It is turning the night and shining some light to it, and living life moment to moment. That even though it's dark, there is still a light shining there, and it's a reflection of you. It's a reflection of the sun. So yeah, this was a pretty cool reading. I hope this wasn't even more anything really about telling you what's going on. This is kind of just, I don't know, this felt like information, and us learning about trying to create a life where we can live moment to moment, and create each moment into the sun, right? Create each moment into the good old days before we leave them. So I really hope this reading helped. If it did help, please help me as well by leaving a like, leaving a comment, and subscribing if you would like to keep hanging out, as this is a safe place where we try to figure life out together. So thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.